Hello everyone, my name is Jaylen Henderson and the topic I'll be talking about is climate change by me, Jaylen Henderson. So the introduction of climate change is a long-term alteration in Earth's climate and weather patterns. It took nearly a century, that means it took nearly over 100 years of research and data to convince the vast majority of the scientific community that human activity could alter the climate of our entire planet. And as you can see right here, this is a map of the climate change long-term alteration in the Earth's climate. Then for the agriculture risks is how climate change affects crops and livestock and how the government views climate change. In the 1800s, experiments suggesting that human-produced carbon dioxide, or CO2, and other gases could collect in the atmosphere and insolute Earth were met with more curiosity than concern. By the late 1950s, CO2 or carbon dioxide readings would offer some of the first data to corroborate. Is that how you say it? Corroborate? I think so. But anyways, the global warming theory. And on the top picture, it has all the crops for the agriculture risks. And then on the bottom picture, it says how a single aspect of climate change can make food less safe. It listed all of the details. Then how's the government involved? In 1989, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, or IPCC, was established under the United Nations to provide a scientific view of climate change and its political and economic impacts. Paris Climate Agreement in 2015. In that agreement, 197 countries pledged to set targets for their own greenhouse gas cuts and to report their progress. The backbone of the Paris Climate Agreement was the declaration to prevent a global temperature rise of 2 degrees C, which is 3.6 degrees Fahrenheit. And here is the three branches for the governments. The first one is executive. Then the second one is julicical. I think it's julicical. I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce this. Then legislative. And then here is the list of the another government issue, something like that. And here's the picture of the bill crafted, something like that. But let's move on. Then who is being affected? Is climate change in agriculture is primarily affecting smallholder farmers and those in vulnerable communities who have fewer resources to adapt to extreme weather events like droughts and floods. This includes women farmers who already face challenges accessing land and financial support. The first picture is an African man who is cropping the entire crops. And so does this person right here in this picture. And then in this picture, it says some effects of the global warming on agriculture. It lists some agriculture details about the crops affecting right now. Affecting right now. And then for opinion or stance on this issue, Well, I think this is a very interesting issue because it talks about how climate change affects crops and livestock and how the government views climate change. Then it talks about climate change in agriculture is primarily affecting smallholder farmers and those in vulnerable communities who have zero resources to adapt to extreme weather events like droughts and floods. And in this picture, it says a way forward towards sustainable agriculture and cleaner environment. It has some of the details right here that's something to do what I said right now. And last but not least, who and how can the issue be solved? It is the farmers, consumers, and governments can all contribute to solving the climate change issue in agriculture through a combination of practices like improving soil health, using renewable energy, and reducing waste. Sorry, I just need to talk well. But then farmers can implement solutions such as using efficient irrigation, increasing soil health, and reducing methane emissions from livestock. Then governments can support these efforts through policy, investment, and research, while consumers can help by reducing food waste and supporting sustainable products, replace fossil fuels. I almost said floss, but that's okay. I don't need to stress. But anyways, replace fuels. Sorry. Replace fossil fuels, not flus. Replace fossil fuels for equipment and irrigation with renewable sources like solar, wind, or biomass. And then this first picture, it says National Climate Solution on Agriculture Lands. It just lists all the details like right here, 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 here on the river, and here where all the animals are eating. And then how farms contribute to climate change. It says something that what I said right here. And that is it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and thanks for listening.